Behind the Badge, brought to you by Big O Tires.
Thanks for staying with us. The impact of inflation is far-reaching. Even firefighters in Salt Lake County are feeling the pinch.
That's why Unified Fire Authority is getting creative to make ends meet. ABC4's Brian Carlson shows us how in tonight's Behind the Badge.
If you've been feeling the financial pinch lately, firefighters have too. Costs for them are up across the board. Until prices come down, they're doing some things to get by they've never done before.
Like smoke rising from a burning building. Our current inflation is sending budgets soaring for Utah firefighters.
Everything is increasing. Fuel costs increasing, cost of tools and equipment's increasing.
As people struggle to pay for eggs and gasoline, fire department costs are compounding.
This is our supply section of our warehouse.
Division Chief Michael Greensides oversees all supplies and equipment for Unified Fire Authority's hundreds of firefighters in Salt Lake County, and says it's tough to make ends meet right now.
In our fuel line, last year we budgeted $500,000 and we spent about $720,000.
He says firefighter protective gear, just the jacket and pants, are up 18% from last year. Parts for fire trucks from the last half of 2021 compared to the same time in 2022 were up 35%. And the same fire engine UFA bought in 2022 now costs $134,000 more, an 18% increase. Greensides says it's forcing him to come up with creative ways to cover the added costs.
So how are you trying to stretch that dollar with the engines here in this bay?
Well, we're looking at anything that we can do to replace certain parts and components, rebuild certain aspects versus doing a complete replacement.
That means fixing all their repairs in-house, cleaning up old tools they'd normally replace, and giving hand-me-downs to crews who need new tools.
For example, if a fire station needs a new sledgehammer, they get this one instead. Still gets the job done, but you can tell it's not exactly new.
UFA is no longer repairing minor dings and scrapes for emergency vehicles on the road.
This is an 09 ambulance. You can see the corrosion even here.
And instead of replacing ambulances with too much engine wear,
this is a 2015 unit that we have.
They're now refurbishing the cabins of those ambulances and remounting them onto new axles and engines.
How much will you save cost that way?
Oh, considerably. And so before we were only ordering 5 ambulances, now we can put 7 refurbs onto 7 brand new chassis.
Greensides says none of this cost-cutting is cutting corners on safety, but says balancing the books like this gives him anxiety.
Coming into the job, I have this, ideal look that we're going to repair every single apparatus, get everything done on every apparatus so there's no issues and lingering issues and stuff like that. The unfortunate thing is, because of our budget and where we're at, I can't always do that.
So as inflation has many Americans finding new ways to save, the Unified Firefighters in Salt Lake County are doing it too.
Right now, Unified Fire Authority is in the middle of making its new budget for next year. Now, you expect all these extra costs will come up, but because they use tax dollars, it's a pretty lengthy process. We won't know until this summer how much they'll get to cover all these added costs. Back to you.
Time now for Utah's most accurate forecast with Alana Brophy. Weather rates certified 11 years in a row.
All right, and on this Valentine's Day, we have an active pattern out there.
Yeah, more so in southern Utah, right, Alana?
It's like Mother Nature wanted to gift me something really nice. And yes, Glenn, you're right. Southern, central Utah, they're dealing with snow, but we're still seeing it in the north. That includes up at Alta, where, yep, we've surpassed 500 inches of snow to date, trekking closer to that average of 538, but it's nice to see it. And we have snow showers in northern Utah, so it's not as consistent as the south, but you hit or miss along the Wasatch Front, pockets of those snow showers. Also keeping an eye on the lake, because on the western end of it, we've watched some snow showers kind of move over. As we sweep the radar here, you can see that Tooele County also going to get in on the action. Now, there's more consistent snow down in southern Utah, and as you look on the I-15 corridor from Beaver County down towards St. George, they're getting a little bit of a break right now in St. George, but Zion National Park is at Neither's Kanab, where the winds are gusting. Also, winds blowing snow towards Panguitch, Bryce Canyon, over Grand Staircase, and then straight snow near Lake Powell. It started as rain, but it's turned over as that colder air has come flooding in. It means business with that winter weather advisory in effect. That's what it looked like in Dameron Valley. This is Washington County snow. Can you believe it? It was coming down with that cold air in place, and yes, we saw snowflakes in St. George proper, as well as Hurricane. Apple Valley's picked up 4.5 thus far. We're not finished just yet. As you look, the the heaviest snow over towards southeastern Utah. The mountains are getting walloped here. Also the case over towards the Iron County Mountains. So places like Bryan Head, the Tusher Mountains, the Henry Mountains, the La Salles and the Abajos. Plenty of snow. Valleys 2 to 5 inches, but with the cold air in place, Cedar City could surpass that. We also know that many of our valleys towards the I-70 corridor also picking up accumulating snow right now. The next layer of the storm is the wind. It's going to pack a punch. We've got several different new wind warnings and advisory that's popped up, so stay with me on this. We're going to go in the order of when they go into effect. Starting at 8 p.m., high wind warning in Vernal, wind advisory over towards Flaming Gorge. Could see some damaging winds in the basin because we've got gusty conditions, northeast winds between 30 and 40 miles per hour. Jumping down to Washington County. This is this evening, goes into effect, holds on through the afternoon. Our gap winds will be noticeable, so near our canyons, we are talking about wind gusts possibly up to 60 miles per hour. Lower Washington County, you're part of this. Wasatch Front, yeah, we're part of this as well. So we've got wind, even with those snow showers out there, gusts up to 45 miles per hour, more easterly wind, so we're talking downslope. Secure loose objects now, especially along the benches. Those gusty conditions can wreak some havoc. Ogden to about Mill Creek Canyon, and that's going to be in effect starting at 2 a.m. So you have time to secure your loose objects. Do it, because those winds will start whipping. Blowing snow potential starting at 5 a.m. in Millard and Juab counties. Now, we know we could see gusts up to 50 miles per hour. This is for most of the day Wednesday. So once the snow leaves, we've got wind issues, and that's going to stick around. The wind will also contribute to the cold because we got wind chill, temperatures below freezing along the Wasatch Front. Here's a look at the current wind chill. This is the real feel of those temperatures. You notice them, they're teens, a lot of teens, so the wind already wreaking havoc with the way you feel as you step out. Wind chill warnings for Cache Valley. That's into tonight, not just southern or northern Utah, so the southern portion of the state seeing it as well. Bryce Canyon as well as towards Zion. Okay, so the showers will slowly start to wind down for the overnight. The system moves to the east. Slight chance tomorrow in a few of the higher elevations. High pressure takes control tomorrow and then into Thursday, so we dry things out. Here's a check on what to expect temperature-wise, 20s and 30s. We're going to stay below freezing tomorrow, only getting into the low 40s in St. George. That's cold, real cold. Here's the 7-day for Washington County. We're going to climb back up when it comes to those temperatures, get close to 60 degrees. It's just going to take a hot second. Yeah, we also see that for the Wasatch Front. I don't know if you can call it a hot minute because it's not hot. We're in the 30s for the next several days. Eventually we get back to the 40s and we're like, hi, average, you've never looked so good. I guess you could say that on Valentine's Day. I don't know. There's a look at President's Day Monday and Tuesday, and we do have a chance of another storm then.
Okay, thank you so much, Alana.
A lot going on.
A little bit of a yes, so much.